Hello, Mr. Ranny Duck, and welcome back for another video. And today I've got 3 replays to show you in the recently buffed Tier 8 Tech Tree Tank Destroyer, the Charioteer. Now, what have they done to the Charioteer? Well, you can guess it. They've increased the alpha. So they've increased the alpha from 390 on your standard rounds to 420. And then on your premium Hesh rounds, they've increased the alpha from 480 to 510, the same with your HE, and in return they've increased the reload from 10.1 seconds to 10.7 seconds. So that's all they've done with the Charioteer. Now we've got 3 replays to show you, what that's done to the tank. Now, quite early on Sand River, we managed to spot the cross here, and we've got a Tier 8 tank which we can just farm. And you can see, you really do just slap these tanks. Now, you do have, obviously, with the Charioteer, the 210 Hesh pen. So really, I probably should be shooting the Hesh and would be actually getting even more damage into this tank. But even with the 420 standard rounds, it feels really nice. Now, if you want to see the crew and equipment setup I'm running in the Charioteer, you can see that at the bottom of the screen as we speak. But we got my sort of preferred spawn of Sand River here because we're able to spot the cross like this. And we managed to get a couple of shots in. And unfortunately, this enemy medium tank, though, we have lost a spot. So I'm trying to shoot these buildings just so you can see if he was hiding behind there. But unfortunately, realistically, I think he's run now. So I'm just waiting patiently because I know there's quite often tanks which are in the sort of K, sort of 8-9 area. If our medium tank pushes across, we might be able to get some shots in. Unfortunately, just as I sort of move there, these tanks get detected just as I say that. So we missed an opportunity to get some damage in there, which is a shame. It looks like the majority of our team, though, are either camping our base or sort of playing the J sort of K area. Meaning we've kind of left the sort of other side of the map a little bit unguarded, which is not ideal. Our friendly Dreadnought is battling this Tiger 2 here. So I'm going to just move down just to try and cover him and try and help him. If his Tiger 2 is going to push, we're going to put shots into him. Or at least try a miss. But yeah, maybe if he does that again, we'll be able to get a shot through his lower plate. Again, I could be using the Hesh rounds here, to be honest. Because I am fighting the Tier 8 tanks, I could get more damage in. But I'm not at the moment. So the enemy Carnarvon Action X crosses. We put a nice juicy shot into him. He gets tracked and he gets shut down by our friendly SVAC there, picking up a tiny bit of assistance and put us under just shy of 2,000 damage. So far so good in this battle. We've got all our hit points. We're taking a 2-tank lead. I would like to try and kill the Tiger 2, but at the same time I know this tank's covering him. I don't want to push around that corner. We do have absolutely no armour on the Charioteer, but we have got 10 degrees of gun depression, good mobility and fantastic camo. And obviously this is probably one of my favourite Tier 8 tank destroyers, if I'm honest. I'm looking to try and get a shot into the Jagdpanther 2 there. It wasn't quite available, but the Tiger 2 does come round. Unfortunately, our Dreadnought gets shut down by the enemy Grom, but we should at least be able to kill the Tiger 2 for this. He's a one shot. We'll pick up the kill there, putting us to the 2,400 damage. 400 assistance and 1 kill with 11 enemy tanks remaining, and we're just going to move back onto this ridge to see if we can finish off this enemy TD, which we do to confirm our 2nd kill of the game, putting us into a 13 versus 10. Enemy Ballistic gets spotted and we manage to pick up the Ballistic Iron Rain, very similar, but we're able to pick up the kill there for our 3rd kill of the game, putting us onto about 3,000 damage. Only 8 tanks remaining now, and the majority of them are again pretty much in their base area. So we're going to push a little bit further forward here because we've taken the map control in the sort of C6, 7, 8 area. It's going to give us the freedom to move this ridge, but you can see the concealment on the Charioteer is really nice in this build. I've got it down to 234, which means I'm not getting detected and I'm able to just get these shots in without having to eat any damage in return. 7 tanks remaining. Our friendly medium tanks are moving in. They're probably going to spot these targets, and I'm just trying to wait patiently to see if we can get some shots in. Spot enemy tank destroyer gets spotted in the right hand side, but we don't quite have a shot at him, unfortunately, because he's just sort of behind the cover of the dune. So we may need to start moving in now if we're going to get any damage here. But enemy artillery gets spotted, get a nice shot into him, putting us on to about 4,000 damage. Then he quickly gets shuts down there, and now we're going to try and finish off this enemy medium, which we do for our 4th kill of the game. 4 tanks remaining. Can we pick up the 5th kill on this enemy medium? No, he's just got into cover. But we should be able to kill the E25 as he crosses, but we miss our shot. And now it's just this Grom head and, yeah, another enemy TD, which is in the sort of right-hand side of the map. So we're just going to full send into this Grom. We've not really taken any damage in return. It's been a fairly clean game, if you like, to be honest with you. Enemy team kind of got trapped in one corner, and we caught a few tanks off guard at the start. So I do swap to the Hesh because we're going to come behind the rear of this Grom. So I want to try and hit him with that, 510 Alpha. Like I say, a lot of these targets I could have been firing Hesh. I just didn't want to risk them not fully penning at the start. But we are going to come around and get a shot into the Grom just like that. Unfortunately, I didn't pen because I didn't really aim it that well, but it does manage to track him in place though, so now I will have an easy pen with the Hesh, and you can see he gets shut down. Putting us on to just shy of 5,000 damage, looking for the kill on this enemy TD. Might have a slim shot here. We move this forward. Unfortunately, it just misses. I don't need the Hesh because he is a one shot to us. Can we squeeze this in for our 5th kill of the game? Yes, we can, and that brings us an end to the first replay. But we've got 2 more to come, so let's see how we got on. Then we move on to next replay. 5 kills, 5,000 damage, just shy of 1,000 assistance, high caliber and the first class. Let's move on to replay number 2. Okay, so we made it to replay number 2. This time we are on highway, and we're platooned up with our buddy Swindle 321, who's in his Tiger Shark here. And we got what I would say the preferred spawn for the highway. Now initially Swindle is going to go and push forward and spot, so I said, well, I might as well just get in a position to cover you as you're going to be doing the spotting anyway. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'll just get into positions. Anything crosses, we might be able to get some shots in. Enemy Vanguard gets detected. Now that's obviously going to be a real nuisance tank. He is playing incredibly aggressively, and thankfully for once they actually get punished for it, which is really nice to see, to be honest with you. So good start to the game, because that's the enemy vision tank just being taken out. He's going to give me more freedom to push forward, and I need to now because I need to get into render range of the targets which Swindle is about to spot. So he does spot some enemy tanks here. Going to try and get a juicy one into the Tiger Shark. We do, to get our game off the back here, and we're just trying to see if we can get another shot into him, because he looks like he's going to full send Swindle here. So I'd like to get a shot into him. We are able to finish him off there, so he gets punished for making that aggressive play, which is nice because he should do really, because he has just full sent into the middle. We get another shot into this other enemy medium tank, putting us onto 1,200 damage now with 1 kill. Should be able to squeeze in another one. Unfortunately, just loses his spots, wasn't able to get that shot in. But we have another enemy TD detected, and we're in a good position to farm from this position. It looks like the enemy artillery just tried to blind fire us there, so we do actually have to be a little bit careful, because he obviously has something about him. He has tried to follow the traitors and get a shot into us. Don't really want to get hit by the artillery in the Charioteer, because we don't have really any armour to deal with. I am starting to think that it might be time I need to move up to these ridges, because these tanks are starting to, the early easy damage is starting to dry up. I need to try and move in now if I want to try and make some more out of this game. Looks like a lot of the enemy tanks, at least sort of 5, maybe 6, have pushed into the town, down to 9-0. So that's something I've got to bear in mind. If the enemy team do win that town, more often than not, they will push down towards our base. So I'll probably pull back to try and get shots into them as they cross, if that's going to happen. But for the time being, we don't know if we're going to lose it or not. I'm just going to try and move up and see if we get any shots into any of these tanks up here. There is I think enemy Sturv got spotted on the hill at the sort of D8 area, and then we've got this enemy medium tank in front, which I'm going to try and shut down with the help of our friendly light tank in front of us. We put 1 shot into him, puts him into a potential 1 shot now. Hopefully we can try and finish him off for our 2nd kill of the game. This should be a definite 1 shot now, but enemy fun police, enemy artillery is looking at us, so got to be very, very careful. I don't want to eat one off the artillery, because we're starting to lose this game. It looks like we have actually lost the town area. We are able to shut down the enemy Motherlando, which is good. We're now in an 8 versus 11. At this point, I'm saying to Silent, I'm going to leave early. What I don't want to do is get trapped here, because sometimes you sort of overstay your welcome, if you like. The enemy team win the sort of town area and start pushing round. And if I stay there, ultimately what happens is I then get caught in a weird crossfire. And I don't want to be in that situation. I need to try and push and get shots into these tanks, which I thought was going to push straight out of town and head towards our cap circle. So I'm leaving now to try and get shots into those tanks. Ultimately, the tanks on the hill and the 989 area, I'm just going to leave. You know, they won't be able to shoot us because I won't be there. So I'm just going to move in and try and deal with these other tanks which are pushing out the town, and then we can worry about dealing with that afterwards. We've only really got, you know, it's pretty much all TDs left on our team, and then we just got sight in the vision tank in the Tiger Shark at the moment. Looking to try and finish off that one-shot enemy heavy tank, but I don't quite have the shots. I might be able to squeeze in a shot though on this heavy tank. We do, picking up our third kill of the game, and now we're looking to try and finish off the M103, but I only have cupola shots, and this game is still very close. It's certainly not won at this stage, so we definitely have got to be careful. I'm really hoping this tank just gets shut down here, because it's just holding me up a little bit, to be honest. And we know 3 of the TDs have just been spotted in the sort of E89 area, which is useful information. And now an enemy medium tank is pushing across in the open. The enemy SCA2 there, or a version of that tank. Unfortunately, I bounce. Again, I could really easily be swapping to Hesh. That's maybe something I don't do enough of. But even without the Hesh, it's still fantastic. We do get one shot into him though. We're looking to try and finish him off. He is a one shot to us, so just hoping we can fully aim. He gets shut down by our friendly Udez, so we don't need to. And we're now in a 3 versus 5 with our friendly platoon mate Swindle and this friendly Udez, who also has a good game. And you can see, I think he's already got 5 kills here as well. So we should in theory, you know, be able to work with this guy. So at this point, I'm saying to Sai, I think the enemy tank destroyers are going to start to push across into the open. Sai was telling me he doesn't think they're going to do that, but I'm just waiting to see if that's happened. And it looks like one of the enemy TDs has exactly done that, and we should be able to finish him off here for our 4th kill of the game, putting us into 3,000 damage. We're now in a 3 versus 4 here. One of the enemy tanks being the enemy artillery, and another enemy TD has crossed in the open. But I'm pulling back before I fire. I do not want to get detected here. There's an enemy Borsig. We should have to finish. We do get spotted, but at least we're now into a position where we can try and get behind these huts to keep us safe here. I think that was enemy Borsig which fired upon us, and the enemy artillery is also looking at us. That's not great. We've got to move because he's probably going to fire a shot in our direction soon. But thankfully we were able to lose our spot, so we're able to get to safety. Now I have swapped to the Hesh rounds because obviously I can easily pen the Borsig, and that will boost our damage and be able to kill him quicker. Now we're on 5 kills, 3,300 damage. Now there's 3 tanks remaining. The Borsig is pretty much full health, I think. And then we got an enemy Sturv as well, which is going to be difficult to detect, and then enemy artillery. But thankfully we do have Sai the light tank as well. It looks like he's going to try and sneak up and kill the enemy artillery here. I'm just moving to see if we can try and find the shot into the Borsig. And the Borsig's right into the middle of the map. I think enemy Sturv has just got detected. We're actually able to squeeze in a shot, but because we've got the Hesh, we don't pen. We do track him in place though, which is good enough for our friendly Udez to take him out. And now we're in a 3 versus 2. It is the Borsig. I can eat a shot off the Borsig if I need to, even if he's using the big gun, unless he sets me on fire or he's firing HE or something. But I'm going to try and push and try and spot him here, because I know if I do spot him, our friendly Udez will be in a position to shoot him. Now we do find him and we're able to catch him off guard and put a big juicy Hesh round into him there. Looks like he's got the small gun on. I'm going to try and get another shot into him if I can. Can't really eat another one because I'm a potential one shot to him now. But our friendly Udez is also moving in. Our friendly platoon mate Swindle is shut down the artillery, so we should be able to kill him now because his tank is literally trapped. I'm just going to pop over and see if we can get the 6th kill of the game, which we do. Bring us then to replay number 2. So we managed to get 4,000 odd damage, 6 kills. It was just the first class medal, but a good game, nonetheless. We get the top gun, and our friendly Udez has a good game, and so does Swindle in the Tiger Shark as well. So let's move on to final replay of the video. Okay, so the final replay is on Cliff, where we have 2 enemy light tanks and 1 enemy artillery, and we are top tier again in this replay. So initially we're just going to try and push to the middle, see what we spot, see how many tanks try and contest us, and how many tanks are going to sort of stay on the 1-2 line area, get a bit of information, and then we can go from there. So initially we can see at least 1 enemy light tank is pushed into the bowl. It looks like our friendly light tank is in there as well, so we'll see who comes out on top on that battle. But that's just something I've got to know, that there is some tanks in that angle. And it looks like another tank is actually pushing into bowl as well, so we've kind of potentially lost the bowl area, which is not ideal. I'm going to have to keep that in mind. It's not a great start to the game. A lot of the enemy team are pushing into a good area and they're pushing up to this mid-ridge, so I've got to be very careful when I poke this ridge here, because there's a lot of tanks which can shoot me, and obviously I don't have the armour, I don't really have the hit point pool to be trading shots, so I have to be very, very careful at the start of this game, a little bit patient, and I'm hoping my tanks at the sort of C4-5 area are going to push up to try and support me here, because I'm going to need their health. But looking at it kind of feels like our medium tank might have won that bowl area, which that's good, because now we don't have to worry about the bowl at the sort of A1-2 area, so that's one angle we don't have to worry about. Also means these tanks which are climbing up this hill might potentially be able to get shot at from the bowl, which is good. Orochi is moving in. We're going to try and shoot the little tumor in the middle. We do get a shot in, picking up our first shot of damage here, and maybe we can get another one into him, but obviously he's running the big dirt gun. We do need to be a bit careful of that. And this enemy T-32 is pushed into his position. It's kind of making me a bit pointless here, because I can't really do anything here. It's difficult for me to poke. I'm thinking, can I get one into reach? No, I can't. He's staring at me. That's not going to work. So I'm going to try and move round to deal with this T-32, knowing the knowledge that we do have the bowl area contested means I might be able to play this side of the ridge now. So as I move round, unfortunately the enemy at T-77 also crosses over to my side. We ricocheted a shell and actually eat one in return, and this is not good for us, but thankfully the T-77 is not really looking at us. We put a shot into him. He's a potential, well, he's a 2-shot to us now, but now he's got a shot. He's a potential 1-shot. He's a definite 1-shot to us now. So thankfully my team did manage to land a punish in, but I really kind of want to take him out, or this light tank, to get rid of that hill presence if I can. Looking to try and get a kill into the T-77, but a light tank comes around and I'm able to finish off the light tank for our first kill of the game. And it's a 12 versus 9. If I can kill this enemy T-77, I'll be able to move on from this possession. I just don't want to leave and then he put some shots into me, but kind of looking at it, he's getting absolutely pebbled by our friendly artillery. I don't think he can really, push that ridge, so I'm just going to leave him, because he's a 1-shot anyway. As long as he's not going to get shots into us, I can just ignore him and try and deal elsewhere and see if we can get some shots into this T-32. You can see I'm not even getting detected here, which is kind of crazy. I don't think his viewpoint's behind that rock, so he's not actually spotting us here. So we're able to get shots just for that little tiny bit of the lower plate. He gets shut down, which just leaves 1 enemy light tank on the hill. Now the majority or the rest of the enemy team are all playing in the 1-2 area, and I want to get there to get some damage in. Obviously I'm worried about the light tank if I get spotted putting shots into me, because he would be able to have shots into me, but at the same time, this game's won, and I can't wait for that light tank. I need to just move to try and get some damage at this point, otherwise we're not really going to get anything out of this game. So we are in a position, we're shooting through bushes, so we're not getting detected, and we're able to free farm these tanks here. We managed to shut down that enemy E25 blind there, picking up our first kill of the game. Only 4 tanks remaining, but you can pick up a lot of damage in a short space of time in the Charioteer. Again, we're going to shoot through the bushes to farm this enemy Sturm Tiger here. Put 1 shot into him. We should put another one in. He is turning towards us, but we are able to pen it, putting us under 3,000 damage here. He's lost his spot. I'm just trying to find him if I can to pick up the kill. This game, like I say, is won. We're just moving in to try and get the rest of the damage, just clean up how much more we can get out of this game. He's turning for us, but I do have his lower plate prevented to showing towards us, and we pick up our third kill of the game, putting us at 3,400 damage, 1,400 assistance. It is only one tank remaining. I think it's an enemy, either also got Iron Rain, I can't remember. So I'm pulling back. I think it is an Iron Rain. And we're not going to outspot him. And if I push across that ridge, if he's not a reload, he's just going to kill us. So I'm just going to wait here. I've got the Hesh loaded, ready for when this tank gets spotted. Alright, friendly TD is moving in. He will eventually get spotted and we'll be able to pick up some damage. I think if I just full sent across it, maybe I'll get some assistance, but I'll end up getting taken out. You see, he does get spotted there. We put a shot into him, looking to try and finish him off, see if we can get our 4th kill of the game. We should be able to finish him off with our Hesh pen, and we do, and that's the end of the video in the Charioteer. So let's see how we got on, and then we'll say goodbyes. We managed to get 4 kills, 4,400 damage, 1,500 assistance, get the first class and ace tanker. So that's it for the video. Thanks for your amazing support, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight! Hadouken!